Welcome to Halifax, babe. Halifax, Canada, which makes me think we added Halifax because we had to leave St. John's, which we loved, early. With a surprise stop in Halifax, we're met with the second largest natural harbor in the world, the site of a historic catastrophic explosion, the resting place of not only a vampire, but more Titanic victims than anywhere in the world. That's delicious. And food to die for. Halifax is a surprise stop, but sometimes the best stories start with the unexpected. Hi everyone, welcome to Halifax. I love seeing this incredible world and I so appreciate you being here with me. You may be asking yourself, why are they surprised to be in a city they're actually in?
We have chosen to cancel the port of Nuuk. This in order for us to get ahead developing weather situation and get into St. John's. To compensate for Nuuk, we have sourced a berth in Halifax.
Welcome to Halifax. So we added Halifax, Canada, to our agenda. But that makes me think, have we added anything else, anywhere else? Any other ports?
Nope.
In the world out of 274? Except for Africa.
Now we're here in Canada. Take off, eh?
So this is kind of bonus port. Bonus Halifax. Welcome to Halifax. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out. What better way to start than right here in front of the immigrant statue? This sculpture is a tribute to the immigrants who passed through Canada's historic immigration gateway, Pier 21. Over 1 million immigrants passed through during its operation between 1928 and 1971, often called Canada's Ellis Island. As I said, Halifax has the second largest harbor in the world. Oh my gosh, look at how cool this looks. Only Sydney, Australia is bigger. Halifax Harbor is so deep and ice-free that during World War II, it was one of the most strategic naval ports on the planet. When cruise ships dock here in Halifax, it's common to be greeted and sent off by a live bagpiper, playing traditional Scottish and maritime tunes. Listen to this guy. And this guy did not disappoint. Halifax sees over 100 foggy days each year. When the cold Labrador meets the warm Gulf Stream, it's just what you get. This is the Harbourwalk. It's one of the longest continuous urban boardwalks in North America, and it's the heart and soul of downtown Halifax's waterfront. It's about 4 kilometers long with 19th century warehouses that have been turned into pubs, restaurants, shops, the Pier 21. Roy, what happened? Aren't you gonna jumping jack? Are you gonna walk the plank?
Yes, I have to.
It's not if you have to. Come on. Okay, you can do the tire run. Come on. And this stop, this life-size bronze sculpture marks the exact spot of the last steps of thousands of World War I soldiers that took their last steps on Canadian soil before boarding ships on their way to the European front. Many of them never returned. This is the clock tower, one of the oldest surviving buildings in Halifax after the explosion, and I'll tell you more about that later. The clock tower is the most iconic and photogenic landmark in the city. It was built in 1803, so no one, specifically the garrison here, would ever be late. Being late was a serious problem they had with the garrison. The time, in fact, is visible from all 4 clock faces and visible from almost every angle in downtown. No one had an excuse to be late now. The building is perfectly symmetrical, a rare feature for Georgian-style architecture in North America, and the original mechanism of the clock still operates today. It must be wound manually every week using a massive crank that's inside. And if you go inside, don't miss the tiny museum, but only on the guided tour. Also called the Citadel Hill Clock Tower, as it sits on Citadel Hill. Citadel Hill is the beating heart of Halifax and one of the most important military fortifications in Canada. Officially called Fort George, but universally known as Citadel Hill, it's a massive star-shaped fortress built to defend Halifax. The star-shaped design was cutting edge for the 1800s. It allowed defenders to cover every angle of any approach with no blind spots. We didn't go inside the fort. However, inside, actors dressed in 78th Highlander uniforms fire the gun every day at noon as a tradition that's been done here for over 150 years. And Fort George is haunted. Shadowy figures, unexpected footsteps, and cold drafts in sealed rooms. In fact, it's considered one of the most haunted sites in all of Nova Scotia. You can even do a lantern-guided ghost tour at night. We've seen these music-themed bike racks that are installed all over the city as we searched for Blue Nose. This restaurant is dying to serve me a delicious lobster roll, and I am down for it.
That's delicious.
We stroll down the historic Barrington Street, one of the original streets in Halifax, on our way to St. Mary's Basilica. St. Mary's is not only stunning, it's one of the most architecturally and historically significant churches in all of Canada. Construction began on this stunning church in 1820s, and it has the tallest granite spire in North America at 185 feet. The spire is all carved from Nova Scotian granite. The high altar and the side chapels are intricately carved as well. The pipe organ is one of the oldest in Nova Scotia, and the acoustics in here are angelic. It's also the seat of the Archdiocese of Halifax, giving it international recognition from the Vatican. It survived the Halifax explosion in 1917 with only minor damage, while nearby buildings were flattened. Speaking of the explosion, Halifax was the site of the largest man-made explosion before Hiroshima. The Halifax explosion in 1917 was caused by two ships colliding, one carrying 2.9 kilotons of explosives. It leveled part of the city, killed approximately 2,000 people, shattered windows 100 kilometers away, caused a tsunami, and is still one of the deadliest non-nuclear explosions in world history. You can visit the Halifax Explosion Memorial Bell Tower and Fort Needham Park for the full weight of this Halifax history, in addition to sweeping harbor views. This is the old burying ground. It's one of the most fascinating, eerie, and historically rich places in the city. It's not just a cemetery, though. It's a frozen in time storybook of early Halifax. Tucked just off of Barrington Street, it's packed with quirky symbolism, forgotten heroes, and founded in 1749 and closed to new burials in 1844. There are 1,200 headstones remaining, but 12,000 burials here. But is it haunted? Yep, locals report phantom footsteps, whispers, and figures that vanish behind trees. And during the explosion I told you about, shards of glass from miles away were found embedded in these gravestones. I cannot count the number of social media followers that insisted that we get ice cream here at Cows.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And they weren't wrong. It was delicious and a must while you walk the Harbourwalk. Long before we packed our bags for this world cruise, a man from Halifax redefined what crossing the globe even meant. This man, Samuel Cunard. And if you've ever cruised the Atlantic, you've ridden on the legacy he built. He revolutionized global travel and mail delivery with the world's first transatlantic steamship line. He helped invent the concept of global cruise travel. Thank you, Samuel. He was obsessed with punctuality, safety, and service. Thank you, Samuel. His cruise ship line set the gold standard for transatlantic and world cruising. I salute you, Mr. Cunard. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you and goodbye, Halifax. How cool the serenade reflection is in that building. What'd you think? Have you been here? We weren't expecting to be here. Would we come back to Halifax? Probably not. Did we have a good day? Absolutely. But I wonder what you think. What'd you think of the video today? What'd you think of Halifax? Have you been to this area? Good, bad, or otherwise, I love your feedback. So please put it in the comments below. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next up, a rendezvous with the city that never sleeps. But this is a visit to New York City in a way that I bet you haven't seen before. You are not gonna wanna miss this. Sailing into New York on a cruise ship, in and out of New York in the way that we did, and spending our time there was the piece de resistance. So don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go do it. I'll wait for you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. And until New York City, bye for now.